Hello my viewers, welcome back to the channel. But if you're tired, you know what this video is about. Today we're discussing, of course, some college football, of course, news and updates. You guys seen a lot of big time games today. And the main game I want to discuss today, starting off first, two big time games I want to discuss. The first one being Texas A&M versus South Carolina. South Carolina had a big lead. I was watching the game early in the day. I was like, man, South Carolina just getting everything they want. They were getting everything they want. It was getting turnovers as well. They were scoring at will, of course, as well. And at one point, the game was 30-3. And then you see, of course, the biggest comeback in Texas A&M school's history, coming back down 27-point deficit, coming all the way back to win the game. And in the last little drive, Carolina had an opportunity to try to go out there and go ahead and steal the game away and go ahead and try to win it, take the lead again. But it just can't do anything. The pressure got to the North Sellers, took a few sacks. And at the end of the game, he tried to make a little scramble on fourth down, on fourth and 16, tried to make a scramble, which was a bad decision. Tried to hope for something and didn't get it. They lost the game, of course. That right there was a crazy game. A very crazy game, of course. You look at the North Sellers, he was 15 for 30, 50% completion percentage, but not the best. 146 passing yards, 2 touchdown passes, 28 rushing yards as well. And you look at Texas A&M. You look at Marcel Reed. 439 passing yards, 3 touchdown passes. He had 2 turnovers, of course, in the game, 2 interceptions, but found a way to get it done and make enough plays to win the game, of course, as well. Concepcion, 158 receiving yards. Butler Roman had 139 receiving yards and a touchdown as well. Those guys out there they was playing. They kept playing. They never stopped like that. At one point, you thought eventually, sometimes in football like that, or sports in general, like a team can get disheartened when they see, of course, the scoreboard like that and things don't go your way, when you get a little hope and you're like, okay, they're still going out there and beating us. But they never gave up. They kept fighting. And this was a big time game that they needed to make sure they win, because they are the 3rd seed, of course, like that. Losing this game to the 3-6 at the time. They're 3-7 now, but 3-6 at the time, of course. South Carolina, it would have been very bad, but they stay undefeated. They went out there and handled business, biggest comeback ever, like that. So they stay undefeated. They're 10-0 now, and college football playoffs is right around the door. Like that, we got two games left, I think, for most teams and stuff, and we'll get back to the playoffs and see exactly what goes down. But that was a big time win by Texas A&M. We also seen, of course, Notre Dame go out there and just dominate Pittsburgh. Notre Dame is ranked number 9th right now. Pittsburgh is 22nd. They lose 37-15. And looking at Pittsburgh, really, in the standings right now, you look at their standings. Georgia Tech got a big time win too today. I would say a big time win, but a comeback win a little bit too as well, because it was down a little bit late in the game to Boston College, who was 1-9. They found a way to come back in this game and win the game, of course. And then you got Virginia. They playing a little bit. They play right now, actually, like that. So we'll see what happens with that. SMU did get the big victory last week against Miami, like that. They're not playing this week. They play again next week against Louisville, who lost, of course, as well. So I feel like it's a little open right there. Pittsburgh losing this game right here kind of drops them down too as well. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens, of course, in that conference right there. The Clemson final, Clemson beat SMU this year. They also beat, I mentioned, of course, Clemson beat SMU, and then they just beat Louisville as well, like that. So they have some solid wins, of course, this season too, like that. But we'll see what happens, of course, at the end. We've seen Oklahoma versus Alabama. Oklahoma went out there and handled business. Alabama turned the ball over, and usually turn the ball over multiple times. I think turn the ball over 3 times. Usually when that happens, you lose the game. They lost the game by a few points. They had opportunity at the end of the game. You got the big chunk play, of course, on 3rd down, on 3rd and 21, and then on 4th down, it was 4th and 6. I would prefer the route, maybe if something coming across like that, but throwing the ball on the far hash is always a very tough throw to make like that. So you're throwing the ball to the far hash like that, hoping your guy get there. It was good coverage by the defender, able to break that pass up, and now Oklahoma is now moving to 8-2, and now I think the things come down to them basically too as well. Them beating Alabama is going to move them up a lot in the rankings and stuff as well, and they're going to have opportunity, of course. They can probably be in the college football playoffs. We'll see exactly what the ranking committee have for Alabama and where everybody kind of lands and stuff. But that was a big time win for Oklahoma. Oklahoma need to win that game. They got back-to-back wins as well, big wins like that. They've been finding a way to go out there and handle business and get things done. So that was a big win for them. But when you turn the ball over multiple times like they did, you usually lose like that. You see Ty Simpson had to do a pick 6 as well like that. That was a nice blitz, of course, by Oklahoma. They sent the blitz right to his face like that. They sent it right there through the gap, right there to his face, and he didn't account for the blitz. And he stood there and just trying to get the ball, get rid of the ball, get the ball out of there. And he popped in better to the sack. Like they took the ball out of there, and they got picked off. And then after that, number 23 of Oklahoma went out there and got the pick 6 and just took it to the house like that. So when you turn the ball over and you also give them points by turning the ball over, you usually lose the game, and that's what happened in this game right here. We also seen South Florida fall to Navy. a conference loss for them like that. South Florida was ranked 24th. Navy defeated them in the game 41-38. So it's been some crazy things happening, of course, as well. As you guys know, I think Indiana, they won their game, of course. They're 11-0 right now. Mendoza, of course, is him, Julian Sayin, and Ty Simpson as the top 3 guys in the Heisman watch. I don't know what you guys think of who's going to win the Heisman. In my opinion, I feel like it might be Julian Sayin because of the Ohio State being ranked number 1. Also, those big-time wins they have against those top teams, of course, like that top 25 teams, the rankings they have. And also his touchdown-interception ratio. He got 24 touchdowns to 0 interceptions. Mendoza's playing very good, too, as well. I feel like he just took close second. Ty Simpson might have dropped a little bit after this loss right here and then turnovers he had in this game. But I think he's still in the race a little bit, too, as well. But I'm going to say Julian Sayin, probably. Julian Sayin and Mendoza. I think Julian Sayin and Mendoza probably second. I think Julian Sayin, the way he's been playing, is very good. Coming to the season, no one had him playing like this well. Even me, I was like, he looked cool, but I need to see more like that. I don't know if he's going to be what they need to be because he's coming off of a big-time win. And they had Will Howard last year, who's on the Steelers now. Will Howard played phenomenal in the college football playoffs, of course, as well. Was a big-time player for them. And then, you got Julian Sayin coming in, coming right in like that off a top-level team like that. And his first game was against Texas, that top defense they had. And he went out there and handled business and got things done. And ever since then, he's been playing some very, very good football. And 24 touchdowns and 0 interceptions would do it like that. But Mendoza been playing very good as well. Another big win for them today. You look at the numbers he had today as well in this game. He had 299 passing yards, 4 touchdown passes, no turnovers as well. Like that. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what this race leads to. But right now, they're showing on the screen right here. College football playoffs right now. You got South Florida and Georgia. We're facing each other right now. You got Alabama, the 4th spot, but they're probably gonna change a lot after the loss. They just happened as well. So it's gonna be interesting to see how things go. I'm trying to stay up to date with all the college football playoff stuff as well. When playoffs start, I do each game like they do from reviews. I might live stream some games, so don't look out for that. But yeah, it was crazy day today. That South Carolina game was probably the craziest one because you think that they had the game still away because they had that turnover happen, of course, and they were able to score and they were able to make it 30-3. You was like, okay, it's gonna be over. The game is probably over most likely like that, but they still somehow blew the game. They blew the game right there. They blew the game. And I don't know what happened. They blew the game. I don't know what happened. What things was going on like that, but they started just looking. They started reverting to something else different like that. And you see why they were a team with a losing record, of course. And they showed a little clip again with that police officer. I don't know what he was doing right there. The trooper, I guess he was a Texas A&M fan. He walked by and tried to shoulder check the players. I guess he was a fan. He's like, damn, I'm trying to win this game like that. But Texas A&M did win. They came back, got a little spark, and did win, of course, in the game as well like that. Maybe put some voodoo on them or something. We touched them. I don't know. But they somehow started messing everything up. Texas A&M came all the way back, got the victory, got the lead and stuff, and then the North Sellers had opportunity at the end of the game, but just couldn't get it done. So yeah, they dropped, and that loss right there, and Texas A&M stays undefeated, and that right there is most of the games that happened today. I'm gonna have a video probably later today, Texas versus Georgia, that they come on right now. I'm gonna be watching that game too, so I might do a little short video of that, of what happens in that game, because that's gonna be a big implications as well for that game, the battle of the defenses in that game. So we'll see what goes on. But that's all I have for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Peace out.